Hey, this is Coast Channel. Welcome to another video from the man who is Doncaster born but built for theme parks. But let's get into this video then. So this one is a debating topic that I wanted to sort of bring up to you guys. I put it on my Instagram, it's already on there, and now I want to share this debating topic with you guys. So Towers fans, you'll probably remember this, but back in 2004, plans were released for a broomstick themed launch coaster in Gloomy Wood. The plans are just up there, fan dabidozi. So the plans in 2004 for a Vekoma booster bike coaster in Gloomy Wood in the wood area opposite Jewel. So this was sort of, so the track back then would be sort of intertwining with sort of the wood areas of the old flume. Now the big question is, the multi-million-pound question is, could you revitalise that plans now you've got the whole wood to yourself? Because if you remember back in 2016 when we got the plans for Wickerman Secret Weapon 8, they revealed they weren't going to use the wood area, so that leaves potential space open to use that woodland area for a launch coaster opposite Jewel. Now, of course, this might be just me thinking this whole plan could be brought back to life, because of course they didn't use the plans, they shelved it. But I thought with the technology nowadays, you could do a family launch coaster themed to broomsticks. Don't do a room on the broom theme. Just don't. That's Chessington's. Just don't. But I do feel like a family launch coaster. You've got Rita, which is probably going to get removed in the next few years for a better launch coaster for the thrill seekers. But you don't have a family launch coaster, and if you look at the Intamin family launch coaster, so that's coasters like Juvelin at the Jaws Summerland over in Denmark, I believe it is, and Yukon Quad at La Paul. They're like ATV style launch coasters, especially. I think that's one of the coaster types that was in the long-term development plan for Chessington World of Adventures on the grass area opposite Dragon's Fury. So again, Chessington are looking at it, so maybe Alton Towers can sort of revive that plan and change it a bit, get a new manufacturer involved, or just keep Vekoma in and sort of do a next-gen version. Either way, I would love to see this coaster back being built, because it looked a decent coaster. I mean, if you sort of change the plans of the queue line a bit and include a bit of a pre-show, I mean, you look at Wickerman's pre-show and you look at the success of that pre-show, that could prompt the success of a pre-show for, you know, the this coaster. So I don't know. It's a tough one to think about, this one, because you could use Vekoma, but again, going back on the Intamin, you could use them. Or you could get Mac, because if you don't remember, Mac's multi-launchers for the thrill market are brilliant. You know, you could approach them and say, we want a family version of this, but we don't want your traditional cars, we want them to feel like they're on broomsticks. So it's like, oh yeah, we could do that actually. So Mac could do their own version of a family launch coaster, then that could be spread across the world. And again, it follows that theme with Alton Towers of they created the prototype rides for future versions. Oblivion, for example, and Air, which we now call Galactica. They were, at the time, they were the first vertical drop and first flying coasters there in the world. So again, you sort of look at that and you think they were the catalyst for change in the coaster industry. Obviously, Galactica's not as highly rated now, and Oblivion's, people think Oblivion needs a redo at some point, but they're still the prototype rides. They're still the rides that created the big rides that we see over around the world. Sheepcrow, Griffin, Valkyria at Cedar Point, at Leesburg, Valraven at Cedar Point. They were all because of Oblivion. Tatsu, Manta, Acrobat at Nagashima Sparland, all those flying coasters, the Flying Dinosaur at Universal Japan, they were because of Air/Galactica, or Galactic Air if the VR's been removed, so I've heard. But going back on this launch coaster, I think it could be a really good move, because Gloomy Wood only has Jewel, which, as we all know, well, most people already say it's not in the best condition despite the improvements over last season, and Haunted Hollow, which is as good as it is, it may need a few animatronics to spruce it up a bit. So Gloomy Wood hasn't got a lot of attractions, so to sort of keep that Gloomy Wood area alive, you sort of think to yourself, maybe we do need a launch coaster. Could you imagine having Wicker Man sort of in front of the wood, and then into the wood you have this launch coaster? I mean, if they were doing like the local tree maintenance, fair enough. You could sort of use that tree maintenance to sort of do the bit around Gloomy Wood, and you think, right, we've got the space now, we can build this launch coaster. It's not going to be a secret weapon, but at least it's a family launch coaster. It's something great for the family thrill market. I mean, they've been doing really, really well with the 1.2 metre height restriction rides. Look at Wicker Man. You look at other attractions that they sort of rethemed and redid as well. You know, Wicker Man was a big success, and that's a 1.2 metre height restriction. So again, you sort of look at that and you think, right, we could do a 1.2 metre height restriction ride, and that is this launch coaster, this family launch coaster in Gloomy Wood. So I don't know. I sort of looked at it on Towers Times and I thought there would be some good plans to bring back, especially with the flume now gone, so you don't have that bit across. So you'd have the whole wood to yourself basically, and you sort of incorporate the wood fully without having the odd bit of the flume just curling around the top of one of the elements. So again, it's just something to think about, but I don't know. I mean, that could be their next coaster if they don't want to do Secret Weapon for a while. I mean, I don't know. But I just think it would look really good in Gloomy Wood. It'd be a nice different attraction for Gloomy Wood. It'd be Gloomy Wood's first coaster, so again, it'd be a first for the area. So there we go. So that's just something I wanted to bring up with you guys. Comment down below what you guys think of this. What do you think should happen? But I personally do feel as if this could be a possibility. If they bring it up again, could they change manufacturer? Could they add a pre-show with the success of Wicker Man? 1.2 metre height restriction, like Wicker Man. And again, it's just something to think about. So thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss any of that thrilling content. And for now, I am Coaster Child, Doncaster born, but built for theme parks. Keep living the coast life, dudes, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care, have an awesome day.